There are dozens of compact tractors out there fighting for your attention, all dressed up with specs and paint that look impressive on paper. But what dealerships will not say directly is this: a lot of them start falling apart the moment real work begins. I went through verified specs, long-term ownership data, warranty details, and real-world failure reports to narrow the entire market down to 5 compact tractors that actually hold up when the job gets tough. Not 10, not 7, just 5. Because in 2026, the gap between a machine that earns its keep and one that becomes a rolling repair bill has never been wider. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly which tractors are worth your money and which ones are better left on the lot. Starting off with the Kubota L2502, part of the standard L series that has dominated compact tractor sales in the United States for over a decade, not because of flashy marketing, but because farmers, landscapers, and property owners kept running these machines hard year after year and trusted them enough to recommend them to everyone around them. Here is what that actually means when you climb onto the L2502. A 24.8 horsepower Kubota-built direct-injection diesel engine with common rail electronic fuel injection, delivering smooth, fuel-efficient power without the complicated emissions headaches that push so many owners away from modern compact trucks. And this thing is built to work, not just look capable sitting outside a dealership. You get a choice between a smooth 3-range hydrostatic transmission for effortless loader work and tight maneuvering, or an 8-forward, 4-reverse gear drive setup for operators who want maximum mechanical pulling efficiency under heavy load. Kubota backs that powertrain with cast-iron axles, available 4-wheel drive, independent PTO engagement, and a 3-point hitch capable of lifting 1,446 pounds at the pin, enough muscle for serious implements and real property work. Up front, the Kubota-built LA526 loader lifts 1,144 pounds to over 94 inches high, giving the L2502 the kind of real lifting capability that turns a compact truck into a machine you depend on year-round. Current pricing on the Kubota L2502 starts around $20,000 to $23,000 for the truck alone, while fully equipped loader, box blade, rotary cutter, and trailer packages run roughly $27,000 to $30,000 through authorized Kubota dealers, with competitive zero-down financing available through Kubota Credit Corporation. Now, the honest part. The L2502 transmission-driven PTO on gear drive models is engagement-linked to the transmission, meaning if you need a fully independent live PTO for demanding implement work, the HST model with electro-hydraulic independent PTO engagement is the one to choose. The 24.8 horsepower rating is adequate for most compact property tasks, but if you are running large rotary cutters in heavy brush or doing serious loader work daily, stepping up to the L3302 at 33 horsepower will serve you better long-term. And like all diesel compact tractors, the L2502 rewards owners who stay on top of fuel filter service. Neglect it, and you will feel it in performance before anything else shows a problem. Positioned at number 2 is the John Deere 1M25, a premium subcompact workhorse built to replace the hugely popular 1025R, designed for property owners who need serious loader capability, mowing performance, and year-round versatility on properties up to 5 acres. John Deere has been building agricultural and outdoor equipment since 1837, backed today by more than 1,900 dealer locations across the United States and a connected support network capable of remote diagnostics before you even schedule service. The 1M25 delivers 25 horsepower from a proven Yanmar diesel engine paired with available 4-wheel drive for added traction in wet ground, slopes, and loader work. The Category 1 3-point hitch supports box blades, tillers, rotary cutters, and post-hole diggers, while compatibility with a mid-mount mower deck turns it into a true year-round property machine instead of a single-purpose tractor. Its Deere-engineered front loader is performance-matched specifically to the machine's hydraulic system for optimized lift response and balance straight from the factory. Now here is the feature that separates this machine from almost everything else in its class. For model year 2027, the 1M25 offers an available factory-installed HVAC cab with integrated heat and air conditioning, not an aftermarket enclosure, but a fully engineered climate-controlled cab on a subcompact tractor. The redesigned fender console improves ergonomics, tilt steering comes standard, and a new digital fuel gauge replaces the older analog setup from the outgoing 1025R. The one-piece hood opens 77 degrees for easy access to service points without tools, while standard LED headlights and optional front and rear work lights improve low-light visibility. Expected pricing for the 2027 John Deere 1M25 ranges from roughly $17,000 to $22,000 depending on configuration and loader setup, backed by a 2-year or 2,000-hour full machine warranty plus a 5-year or 2,000-hour powertrain warranty with optional PowerGuard extended coverage. Now the honest part. Because the 1M25 is a brand new 2027 model announced in early 2026, it does not yet have the long-term owner history the 1025R built over years in the field. And while this machine is excellent for properties up to around 10 acres, heavier daily implement work is still better suited to Deere's larger 2 Series or 3 Series lineup. Every year, thousands of property owners walk into a tractor dealership, compare 2 machines side by side, see one offering more features, a longer warranty, and a lower price, and still walk out with the more familiar badge. That is brand loyalty overruling common sense, and it is exactly why the Kubota CK2620SE keeps getting overlooked, despite being one of the most honestly built compact tractors available in 2026 from a company that has spent more than 50 years proving itself the hard way. Here is what makes this machine different from the moment you climb on. The engine is not sourced from a third-party supplier and rebadged. It is a Dadong-built 3-cylinder diesel with Tier 4 CRDI direct injection, 24.5 gross horsepower, engineered and manufactured by the same Korean company that has been building agricultural power plants since 1947. The HST transmission on the SE runs dual pedal control with 3 ranges. Push forward, the tractor moves forward, push back, it reverses. Smooth and responsive without a single gear shift or clutch engagement. That 11.7 gallon per minute hydraulic pump powers the loader and the 3-point hitch simultaneously without either system losing response. 3-point hitch lift capacity hits 1,969 pounds at 24 inches behind the pin. Ground clearance stands at 13.4 inches, genuinely the highest in its class, making rough terrain, rocky pasture, and uneven ground a non-issue where competing machines are scraping and stalling. The single-lever joystick controls every loader movement from one hand. No searching for the right lever, no two-handed fumbling. One motion handles boom, bucket, and float. The SE package loads this machine with everything that competing brands charge extra for: auto manual PTO engagement, telescoping rear hitch stabilizers, rear hydraulic remotes, tilt steering, a premium dual armrest suspension seat, and rubber floor mats all come standard. Current pricing on the Kubota CK2620SE HST with factory cab, heat, and air conditioning runs about $29,500 to $33,952 through dealers, backed by a 5-year or 2,000-hour powertrain warranty and a 6-year anti-perforation frame warranty. some of the longest coverage in its class, beating many rivals at this horsepower level. Now the honest part. Coyote's dealer network is growing, but is not as geographically widespread as the major American brands. Before you buy, confirm that service is accessible within a reasonable distance from your property. Parts availability in very remote areas can still run slower than Deere or Kubota, and this machine earns its best reputation on properties up to 25 acres with moderate to heavy implement use. Push well past that range daily, and the larger CK3520 SE deserves a look. If you've been watching this list and thinking the 1M25 is not quite enough machine for what your property demands, more stability on slopes, more reach on loader work, more confidence when the terrain stops cooperating, the John Deere 2025R is exactly where that conversation moves next. This is the machine serious property owners between 5 and 20 acres keep coming back to year after year, and the used market proves it. These tractors often sell within hours of listing because owners understand their value. Power comes from a Yanmar 3-cylinder diesel producing nearly 24 horsepower. Quiet, fuel-efficient, EPA, Tier 4 final compliant, and equipped with glow plugs for reliable cold starts down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit without a long warm-up routine. At roughly 1,793 pounds, it is noticeably heavier and more planted than the 1 Series, with a longer wheelbase that delivers added stability on uneven ground, where lighter machines start to feel unsettled. The 2-range hydrostatic e-hydro transmission uses John Deere's twin-touch foot controls, forward on one pedal, reverse on the other, with smooth clutch-free speed control at full throttle. Full-time 4-wheel drive sends power to all 4 wheels continuously for consistent traction, while power steering comes standard. The optional mechanical self-leveling loader keeps the bucket level automatically during lift and lower cycles, reducing material loss and constant corrections. For digging work, the optional 260B backhoe delivers up to 8 feet 8 inches of reach for trenching, drainage, and post-work without outside equipment. The iMatch quick hitch allows fast implement changes, turning long attachment swaps into quick transitions. LED headlights, fender lighting, e-throttle engine speed management, and a sloped hood design all improve visibility and control, while the optional Mauser cab with heat extends usability into harsh weather. The molded polymer foot deck also reduces vibration and noise transfer, keeping long operating days less fatiguing. Current verified pricing on the John Deere 2025R with front-loader runs approximately $22,000 to $26,000 through authorized dealers, with a $2,500 rebate available through August 4, 2026, or 0% APR financing for 60 months for qualified buyers, making it one of the most actively incentivized machines in its class. Now the honest part. One verified owner reported a serious failure where tall grass wrapped around the unguarded front drive shaft during mowing and snapped the splined stub off the transmission. That protective guard is still not standard, so it remains a real risk when cutting overgrown grass without a belly mower, and it is something owners need to actively watch. Beyond that, expectations need to be realistic. Despite its upgrade in size and stability, horsepower and PTO output remain nearly identical to the 1025R. Last but not least is the Kubota BX23S. Kubota is not a newcomer trying to build credibility. This is a brand that has spent decades becoming one of the most trusted diesel manufacturers in the world, producing under 100 horsepower multi-cylinder engines entirely in-house, the same engineering foundation that sits inside this machine. Under the hood, you are working with a 3-cylinder Kubota diesel producing 21.6 gross horsepower and 17.7 PTO horsepower. Smooth, efficient, Tier 4 final compliant, and built around 54.8 cubic inches of displacement. But the real story is not the number. It is how consistently it delivers that power under load without drama. The hydrostatic transmission takes over everything. No clutching, no shifting, just directional pressure forward or back, and the machine responds instantly whether you are easing through tight landscaping or pushing across open ground. Four-wheel drive comes standard, and the entire setup, tractor, loader, and backhoe, sits at roughly 2,601 pounds packed into just 45.1 inches of width. That number is what defines this machine. It does not just work in open space, it fits where bigger machines physically cannot enter. The Swift Tach loader system is built for real job site efficiency. One lever disconnect, no tools, no downtime. Back in business in minutes instead of half an hour. The backhoe delivers around 6 feet of digging depth, enough for trenches, drainage work, post holes, and excavation jobs that would otherwise require outside equipment. And when the backhoe hits its limit, the integrated cushion valve system absorbs the shock instead of transferring it directly into the operator, a small detail that makes a big difference over long hours. The seat rotates instantly for backhoe operation, locking you into rear-facing control without dismounting. Standard rear and mid-PTO capability supports a full range of implements, while 8.4 inches of ground clearance and a 6.6-gallon fuel tank give you long, uninterrupted working cycles, anywhere from 7 to 12 hours depending on load. A backlit instrument panel keeps everything visible in any lighting, and an optional mechanical thumb transforms the backhoe into a true material handling tool for logs, debris, and landscaping work. Current verified pricing on the Kubota BX23S runs approximately $28,000 to $31,000 through authorized dealers, with setup and delivery additional, backed by a 2-year or 2,000-hour full machine warranty and a 6-year or 2,000-hour powertrain warranty. And those are the only 5 compact tractors in 2026 we believe are truly worth your hard-earned money. Not the most advertised, not the flashiest, but the ones that will still be working for you 5, 10, even 15 years from now without turning into an expensive regret sitting in the corner of your barn. If this video gave you clarity or helped you avoid a bad decision, hit the like button. It takes a second and directly helps this channel keep bringing honest, in-depth breakdowns like this. Subscribe and turn on notifications because there is a lot more coming, and every video goes just as deep as this one. Drop a comment and tell me which tractor from today's list stood out to you, or what you're currently running. I read every single comment.